Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome, travelers, to the fringes of reality, where the strange and mysterious meet, and the thin veil between fact and fiction is torn. Welcome to the Forbidden Frontier.
Love that.
Clap for you because it's kind of a crazy day, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah,
Insane. This whole week and a bit.
Not really.
Has been
A couple weeks, almost. Yeah.
Tame.
This is the most expected thing to have happened today.
I know.
Of all the things, like,
course.
this not that crazy.
As soon as he stepped up on the debate stage, I was like, he's gone. They're taking him out. They're not gonna let him do it. So not surprised at all.
Do you think they or he?
Well, we can get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you what, spoilers, it wasn't he.
It
wasn't he.
Yeah,
He's not around.
It's which they.
Yeah.
What's up, Garrett? Well, by the way, welcome to Forbidden Frontier, episode 67. Hi, Garrett.
Hey, what's up? Ready to talk about Barabar caves because it's super cool and it's resonance. You know, it's just like harmony and resonance.
Harmony.
Harmony.
Harmoniously.
Yes.
Oh,
Must be a
ready to talk about it.
redneck language. I don't know.
Somewhere in between harmonious and harmony, right there in the middle, the Barabar caves.
That's right.
I like it.
Adam, what's up?
What's good? I've known about the Barabar caves for a long time, but I never knew what the name of them were. You know, I remember watching a documentary about the pyramids of Egypt that were unknown and ones that were directly related to resonance and how the frequencies of the sound that would heal you. And in one of these documentaries, these caves were mentioned and they were talking about like Indians' version of them. And I'm like, oh, they look beautiful. Like those are cool. And I completely forgot about them. And that was years ago. So it was really cool to really get an in-depth view on what they are and kind of what we know about them, which, I mean, really isn't much. Or what we do know, based on what I know of ancient history, is probably all wrong and completely inaccurate. So, but anyway, it was really cool to find out more about it.
Yeah, it's a trip. And honestly, I don't remember ever hearing about him. I might have seen him. I've seen so many documentaries, so I might have seen it in passing and just went, eh. But that's one of those things where we've seen before and they go back and they do some actual measurements and then it starts like blowing your mind. And if there's anything that could justify aliens coming out and digging out like a place to store their weed or something like that, this is it.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, the levels of like artistry in this is insane.
Yeah.
Smoother than almost as smooth as glass.
So it's minimalist. Like there's nothing adorning them at all. It's the engineering that's the art. That's insane. And it was chiseled, but how? Like with what? How? And the math.
I don't know if I don't think I'm not set on the fact that it was chiseled. I don't know yet.
Well, with what? That's the thing. Is like if it was chiseled, was it chiseled with a machine?
It's not the chiseling part because they went through it. They talked to the stonemasons. They said it's not that part. That part's you can do that if you're skilled enough, and you can do it in that time frame of like 12 years. But it's the polishing and the exactness of the dimensions that are the crazy part about this.
The part we can't do now. We cannot do today.
Now that's what they said.
But how do you chisel that? How do you chisel that precision?
That's the pre-planning. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I don't see.
Well, we'll get in that. I say it's
sorry.
chiseled.
Yeah.
but it could be a robot that went in and chiseled it.
Just laser the whole
It would
thing.
make the most sense.
Something teleported into the side of the granite, teleported out.
Well, because at the end, and we'll talk about it at the end, they say like people couldn't be in there very long. Like they couldn't be in there more than a couple hours at a time because you breathe. I forgot the term the guy used, but it was
Siliconosis.
Yes, you get like this lung cancer shit, like it would
particles and
particles in your lungs.
Yeah.
And you're thinking they're in there. There's no electric lights. That you're just torch lit or candles or
no sign of torch lit.
And there's no soot at all. Soot. Zero
Somebody
soot.
spray washed it from the inside.
they spray washed
Power wash.
You answered it. Power.
There it is.
Power
washing.
Atlantean power washing.
Cleaned it all out at the same time.
It works really well.
Hello, X-ray girl.
Hello. Now, I remember these caves. We watched a documentary almost a year ago now, and they were talking about it. And I just remember all the math stuff, which really hurt my brain. So it was nice to have a lot slower pace.
Within that first documentary we saw, that was like the thing that stood out to me. And I'm like, this needs its own thing. And it got its own thing.
Yeah. Remember the golden ratio? I still don't understand it. I feel like I understand this documentary way more than the other one, but that's just because I am not at that level of IQ to understand everything, at least in one go.
Neither are Garrett and I combined.
No, I want to throw my name in that hat also.
No, but it was a great documentary, and the America, you guys just keep pumping out news.
Yeah, I agree with Adam. Yeah. Like, this was completely expected. It still surprised me, and we can't bury the lead here. This is unprecedented. This will be the only time you see this in your life, unless it starts becoming a regular thing, which I guess I don't fucking know. But Jeremy was talking about it today on his stream. This is an episode of TV. Like America, the reality show, has just it's revved back up again. It's had a few kind of shitty seasons, but now it's revved back up again. And this is unheard of. Mm-hmm. And absolutely, if your conspiratorial mind is going places, let it go places, because the explanation they're going to give is complete bullshit. Always has been bullshit. Other than the people who are talking about the civil war within the Democratic Party, which has been going on for a long time, by the way. We have the radical communists and the somewhat, traditional Democrat capitalists who are still fighting for power. And they're losing, by the way, in their party. The latter is losing in their party. And the AOCs and shit are going to start taking over.
Well, they let them in the door. They used them as pawns. They thought, we're just going to use these communists as pawns to get what we want done. And then they start to creep up. And, no. And then they are falling apart. That's the entire party is falling apart right now. They don't know what they're doing. It's hilarious.
Exactly. And we saw that with Bernie.
Exactly.
They robbed Bernie twice. Yep, he was fine. He got paid. He finally got paid enough. The lifelong communist never really had a job and lived on fucking couches and didn't have a real job till he was 40 and went to
a real job.
Went to communist Russia for his honeymoon or some shit like that, or for a trip around his wedding. I don't want to get the facts wrong about that, but and is enjoying his multiple mansions like BLM. Funny
how that works out.
Capitalism is so great that even communists are secretly capitalists. You just got to point that out. So they robbed him, and now people are calling this a coup. I within the Democratic Party, yeah, I'd say so. I think that's a insurrection.
No, it's 100%
coup. Well, whatever you want it to be.
If you look at what the Democrats just did, though, they basically took an incumbent and said, "This is who you're going to vote for, right? Right, Democratic voters." And they go, yeah, that's who we're going to vote for. And then they were like, all right, cool. So he's going to be who we're going to vote for, right? And they're like, yep, all right, cool. We're all going to vote for him in the primaries. And then boom, that he became the nominee. And they're like, all right, now that that's over, he's going to step down and we're going to pick someone that you have no choice. All right. You don't have any choice in who you pick for president.
I don't understand how this is like
but he's a threat to democracy, though, right? It's like, did you just? They don't even get a chance. No chance to vote. No. They get to pick.
Are they moving directly to Kamala? Because that's a horrible play.
Okay. Now everyone's jumping on the Kamala.
Can I want that? I want that.
Okay, so Biden did
Hillary.
endorse her. Did endorse her. But shout out to Lady Gribmaster. She's the first person I saw that actually brought this point up. So he had to pick or endorse Kamala because they've been taking donation money since, I mean, let's be real. Trump 2 weeks ago, remember that golfing video where he's tipping someone? He's like, I heard Biden's going to step down. Yeah. I have a guy who told me that Biden's stepping down, and then we're going to be left with Kamala. This was 2 weeks ago, by the way, that Trump said this.
She fucking
and she's horrible. She's the worst. I hope they do pick her because he knows he's good. Dude, Trump Kamala debate. Wow. Anyway, so yeah. So they had to go with Kamala because then she could still use the money that they've been getting. Otherwise, they're going to have a big issue with taking any money at all. But it doesn't. She's not the candidate yet. Right? He just endorsed her, but she hasn't actually been proved. Like, she's not actually the Democratic candidate yet. There is no current Democratic candidate, so it could still be anyone. It could still be Hillary. It could be Newsom still. It could be literally anyone. I mean, Kamala is right now just the face,
right?
Unless they know they're going to lose to Trump. Unless they know, and they're throwing her to the wolves. Like, you know what? You're gonna lose.
Yeah.
So let's just put on a brave face, take as much money from everyone as you can, and let's just.
Because do you want to burn up your candidate for next election on this half? Like,
who is their candidate though?
That's a good point. There is nobody right now. Gavin sucks.
They got
Kamala
nothing.
sucks. Hillary sucks. Even Michelle Obama sucks. A lot of people are saying Michelle. She is. I was talking about it earlier on Sunday Funday. She is like the most perfect a Democrat could be right now. She hasn't really done anything. She doesn't have
trans,
a whole lot of stuff.
She's black. She's got all the check boxes.
She's a woman. She's an Obama. Like they gobble that stuff up. So like
Big
that's
Mike.
perfect for them. That's perfect for them. They may even go with it. Is it winning though? I don't think so.
It's too late. It's too late. They needed to if they were going to do that, they needed to do that before Biden, like a long time ago. Before Biden just automatically said, "I'm not running for another term. I'm going to retire, and we're going to try to get someone else." And then had the regular DNC trying to see who's going to be, have the Democratic debates, whatever.
Yeah, I'm convinced they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like at this point, you want to think like, oh man, the bad guys, they've got a plan and they're exacting these different plans and they've got all these things planned out. I don't think so. I think they thought they had a plan. They were leading with this plan. Like you were saying, like Joe Biden's our guy, right? This is the guy we're all going to vote for. And then he went up on that stage and you can feel them change and go, oh, we can't pretend he's coherent anymore. We have to start switching. From that point, I think, when they pretended they did the weekend at Bernie's all the way up to debate night, and we're like, well, cat's out of the bag now. We got to do something about this. So now they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, and they don't have anybody. They just don't have anybody to put in that position. Nobody that's going to win. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to watch them kind of squander it.
I have to ask if I don't even like thinking this. Like if it was successful last weekend. That was a really big moment. I think it was absolutely orchestrated by the people that want to stop Trump. If they were successful, would Biden have stepped down still?
Yep.
You do think so?
Yep. And they could have, Kamala is the most controllable. Outside of Biden, the most controllable candidate out there, and they want a controllable candidate. The reason they don't want Trump is he is not a controllable candidate.
Yeah,
that's why they would have been fine probably with DeSantis. They would have been fine with any rhino out there that they could somewhat control. And they being the state, the uniparty, the system, the weapons companies and manufacturers who want to keep these perpetual wars going. Hillary Clinton's name is being floated out there, and I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. And she will guarantee World War III. Guarantee it. guaranteed. We'll get some form of massive European war with other parties in it. You can, I promise you that.
Russia.
Can I ask, when you say they, who is they? Control.
Raytheon.
Who is they though?
General Dynamics.
Lockheed.
Any Lockheed Martin. Any company that manufactures weapons in particular. And then there's tech mixed in there with they're the globalists.
Tech is backing Trump. Like you see a ton. You saw Mark Zuckerberg start to go, oh, that was badass when he put his fist in the air like that, and he posted stuff on 4th of July. So he's trying to be more America focused. He's switching up his character arc, and we're seeing Elon obviously backing Trump hardcore recently,
and Peter Thiel. But like that's 3 of thousands.
They control the way the wind blows. Like they're the wind in that. In that
Elon
world.
Controlling space.
So
and controlling
and networks.
But just internet. Peter Thiel and Elon Musk going in a certain direction, that's going to cause all of Silicon Valley to flow that way.
Well, Rumble is something that we're on right now. We're live streaming that I could totally see them parloring if it wasn't for Elon being at X right now. And if you don't remember Parler, everyone? It was growing so fast it couldn't handle it. Like there was legit. I've seen a lot of alternative platforms out there. I have never seen one grow that fast with that much real interaction. Like your posts were performing like tweets. So they illegally took it away, completely illegally. Amazon was connected to it. And that was part of fortifying the election. And I could
you totally believe Zuckerberg, you helped do that also. Zuckerbucks included in Michigan.
Do not believe Zuckerberg for a fucking minute. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. Again, I'll say it. I said on Friday Night Tights. For educational purposes, watch Silicon Valley seasons 1 through 3. So it's an absurdist comedy that's deadly accurate about Silicon Valley and how people are treated there and how the billionaire class works there. And it's by Mike Judge. So Idiocracy, Office Space. It is some of the best work he's ever done. And it is fucking fantastic. And it'll tell you everything you need to know about tech CEOs and the structure.
I haven't seen that. I gotta watch that.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Absolutely have to watch. It's so, for one, you'll laugh your ass off.
Yeah.
And then
Mike Judge, it's great.
Gavin Belsom of Hooli. He's the CEO of Google, but he's they have a stand-in for every major CEO in they have an Elon Musk. Peter Gregory's kind of an Elon Musk. Unfortunately, the actor who played him died in the first season, so they kind of wrote him off the show. But like during first season, he's building his own island, right?
He's super autistic. Like
he's super autistic, but genius. It's really fucking funny. Kid Rock's in the first episode. So yeah, and they have real tech people in the show too. And yeah, I can't tell you like that. So especially when it comes to Zuckerberg, he fucking rehearsed that. He had that ready to go. If the tides start turning, start waving the American flag. You're starting to see American flags a little more now. Corporations. And you're seeing Zuckerberg lay it up. And all of a sudden Hollywood, some studios, like I said, are like, hey, we love America.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to put this woke shit in. Go watch our tornado movie or whatever. Like, like what the fuck ever.
All right.
And not mention climate change, which I was totally expecting in that movie. But I digress. And by the way, when it came to stepping down, who were some of the first people who were telling Joe to do it? Actors from Hollywood, adult pretenders. George Clooney. That was news for some reason. George Clooney, who, let's be real, hasn't been in a hit in quite a while, but somehow is still Hollywood royalty because he's hyper politically connected, and his dad was.
Yeah. And the last hit he was in, it wasn't because he was in the movie. Just saying.
Well,
I can't even think of it.
The Oceans movie.
Ocean
13 was pretty good.
Ocean's 13 is good. That was a long time ago, but I love those movies.
So that's the last thing I remember of Clooney being in that was like, okay.
He's fine as George Clooney, but he's got no fucking range at all. And he's fine in that movie. I think he's great. But he's a fucking idiot in real life, and he's full of shit. And he was calling for Biden to step down. Now, I wish I would have heard from the rest of the Ocean's 11. What does Brad Pitt think?
Matt Damon.
But no, it was actors. It was Steven Spielberg. It was like all these motherfuckers out there. And it's like, guys, for anybody who's like, there's still people who doubt the woke agenda, the propaganda agenda in Hollywood. And I
watch the Billie Eilish video she just put out. I want to talk to you about politics and all this stuff that I don't know nothing about. It's like, you just stick to singing, girl.
It's gotten so bad that there's a revolt within Hollywood now trying to change this. I don't know if it'll be successful, but people are trying. Nice. They're outnumbered 1,000-1 right now. And and we're seeing the same thing in our country. That's why the term culture war is accepted now. Remember, like, it was only 6 months ago people were saying there was no such thing. No such thing.
That's culture war?
You're just not paying attention.
Who was saying that?
The
winning side
usual
at the time.
The one in control. Yeah.
Right.
That's the deniability. It's like, oh, you're being hyperbolic. Oh, well, first it's like there's nothing there. You guys are just seeing nothing to see here. And then it's you're being hyperbolic. Then it's always been this way.
Why do you even care?
That's the cycle of 3 that we go through with our entertainment. It's the same thing with with news. We hear the same fucking thing. Always moving those goalposts.
Whenever X-Ray does that, I just like what?
I'm reading I'm doing a reading of like the super chats just to make sure if there's any like really off mistakes. And I mean I can read it. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
Joe Biden on the Streamlabs side for $10. I have the COVID, so I endorsed a personal check at Walgreens. I mean, come on. I mean, I am endorsing Kamala for the oral office at the United Airlines of Mexico. I'm sure she won't blow it. She's a total pro. Are you kidding me? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Well, if she is the candidate, we'll have 2 candidates that have taken a shot to the face.
Thanks, Joe Biden. Oh my.
Many shots.
I wasn't ready for that. Same with her. I'm done.
I saw a campaign meme. It was Right to Bear Memes. Did you see that? It said it says Montel Williams side piece 2024. And it's so good.
Joe Biden just issued a statement here.
Did he? Okay.
Oh.
Make sure that the audio is good here.
My fellow Americans, I want to take a moment to address some of the hateful shit you've been talking about me. Many of you have said I am suffering from brain worms or that I have applesauce for brains. Well, I won't mince words, so here it is. Fuck you. You're all a bunch of faggots. End of quote.
Joe.
So enjoy President Cackles or President.
That is inappropropriate. That breaks the terms of service.
I love the honesty.
My fellow Americans.
All right. Well, thanks, Joe.
Wow. That's the most coherent I've heard him.
Hail Rumble.
Oh, wait. Are we not on YouTube?
We are.
Oh, Rumble.
Oh, yep. Okay. We're dual
just see what happens on YouTube. We're focused
testing
on
the waters.
You know.
Okay. See what happens. Sorry. That was good.
Alex Jones was on Twitter last night and just said that they're gonna replace him. Like it's happening. Yep. And other people were talking about it last week, saying, but Alex has been calling it. And then Razorfist put out a great tweet last night. And so think about the poor guy who's been printing out all the Joe Biden ballots.
I know, it's so good. There's a few tweets that have aged so well, and I'm like, I'm finding them, and I'm like, ooh, here's another good one.
But I know everybody's checking on that girl that likes Biden, but I am personally concerned about Mark Hamill. Has anybody checked on him? Is he okay?
Wellness check on Mark.
Wellness check.
I don't know.
Mark Hamill.
Harry Sisson, he switched instantly.
Of course,
he took his mouth off Biden's dick and put it right into Kamala's, crotch. Yeah, instantly. 13 minutes it took him, actually.
Wow, it's fast turnaround for these guys.
It's almost like they're paid.
Almost like it. They're
It's
paid.
almost like
Did you?
they're paid.
I've never once opened up one of these videos from that guy. I've never heard his voice, and I dedicated. I will never have to listen to that.
You're better off for doing that.
You
Don't
see
ever
that
click it. Don't
JoJo
ever
from Jersey Girl? She goes, I'm going to read it verbatim. Here it is. She goes, I told my 11-year-old daughter that Joe had dropped out, and she started to cry. And through her tears, she asked, so who will run now? And I said, Kamala. And then she shouted, fuck yes!
She shouted, freedom!
Freedom!
From her stroller. Freedom!
Your 11-year-old daughter is like aware of the landscape. Like, you failed as a parent. I'm sorry. And that didn't happen. That didn't happen, obviously.
No, I believe it. I believe that they
do you
are trying to convince their little kids that Joe Biden's a good candidate and Kamala's a better candidate.
Someone actually responded to me that said, what's hilarious is I actually know that I'm reading it verbatim. What's hilarious is I actually, no lie, told my 11-year-old daughter Joe isn't running, and she clapped and said, yay. Hashtag raised right. And it's like, no, it didn't. I'm sorry. It didn't happen. It's the other side. I still don't believe you. No. It's silly.
I believe it.
I was just thinking, yeah. I'm so lucky to have boys for one. And
yeah,
I'm really happy I'm having a boy first.
Independently based. Like I never really pushed them in any direction. They, need to find their own way, and they found their own way.
Proud Papa right there.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
I can see it in your smile.
Oh yeah. I don't have to deal with any bullshit now.
Nice.
No, you just let them go.
Let them go.
They're smart. They're smart kids. See, that's the difference.
Oh, Melissa got red pilled too. She's got native.
Her whole business was destroyed. Of course.
Yes.
Right.
Now she's wearing cowboy boots and cowboy hats and packing heat and fucking shooting shit.
It's real Texan now.
Yeah. Damn. She's got a great gun collection.
Oh, we do.
Yeah. So my theory is I believe the people who say there's a civil war and there's a battle for control. There's the Obama side and there's the Clinton side. And maybe they'll have some great negotiation or something, but those two sides fucking hate each other for sure. I don't think Biden liked Obama. I don't think Biden liked Kamala. A lot of these people don't fucking like each other, which is always good. Sure. But they understand that they all have a really what their commonality is we have a great grift going here. We are making tons of money. We get inside stock allegedly. I don't know. This is just my opinion. What the fuck do I know? But they get like a lot of inside stuff with inside stock trading. They get paid what?
Look at you, Pelosi.
Their base salary is $100,000 a year, and they're all multi-millionaires. Some are pretty much approaching billionaire status now.
It's crazy.
They're just really great investors, really shitty at running the company of the United States of America, which it is at this point, which it is. But I like,
good point.
No dirty tricks are off the table at all. I don't know if constitutionally they can do this. I'm sure they can. They can do an open convention. Don't really care, but whoever the fuck they want, they'll get. And as many people have said today, as Adam said today, if you're a Democrat, you will not have say in it. If you're just a regular Democrat voter, you're not going to have a fucking say in it at all.
Well, they just took their say away.
Yeah.
Well, I think was it like 14 million votes or something crazy? Just basically got thrown in the trash.
Hey, 81 million votes just quit. Most popular president
of all time.
Just quit.
Because he's quit. What's the reasoning?
I'm so good. I just need one term. Woo, let's go.
Has he said a reason? What was the reasoning?
Did you read his letter?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah. God. He's all basically he's a coach who just got fired. And he's all, I put the team in the best position. I did
the best. America's the best shape it's ever been
ever been in. And I think we did that. We gave 110%.
Our backs were against the wall. We gave it 110%. It is what it is.
Wow.
Oh shit. Shit.
He's that meme where it's the guy. He's biting the metal, popping the cork off, drinking it, and on the stage, on the podium, kissing the girl, and then you find out he's like at the very, like dead last. and everyone else looking down at him like, what are you doing? Like,
And then Kamala
You're
comes
not-
in and she's like, I'm number one.
she's getting sprayed by the champagne
Yeah.
behind him.
We
Yeah.
did it, Joe. We
Who
did it.
Did it.
We
So
did it.
cringe.
God. So we'll see. It's going to be crazy times until the election, and we'll find out when is the Democratic convention. Anyway, it's got to be soon, right?
It's pretty soon.
I don't know.
Let's find
Googling
out.
it right now.
We shall see.
It's
It
scheduled
is
for
August-
August 19th to 22nd.
So it's in a month.
So they'll figure it out.
Oh shit, we're gonna know who the fucking president is in like a week.
Who? They have nobody. Nobody.
Hillary. I think Hillary.
You really think it's going to be Hillary?
I think it's gonna come. I
Just
want it
for the
to be.
lulz.
I want it to be Kamala, but a good second will be Hillary. And I know people are like, "Watch out for Hillary, man. Watch out for Hillary's
hate Hillary, though.
even less popular as she was in 2016.
People
I know.
hate her.
They hated her then. What's changed?
I don't know. Hey, there is like a
Their hate for
Goldfish
Trump is fervent
memory.
now.
Why didn't they have Hillary run again? Why did they have
they
Biden
want to
run?
pin all the bad shit that Biden did on him and separate him.
But Hillary's not getting any younger. Remember, don't you remember? She was like having mini strokes on stage and stuff. Like the
true.
exhaustion was getting to her, and that was one of the things that got like her reaction to the balloons and shit, which is fucking funny. Or Pokemon, go to the polls, go to the polls. So like they had an opportunity to bring her back, and it was quote unquote close enough to where you would bring that candidate back, and they didn't. They brought fucking Biden.
This is almost smarter to bring her in halfway through so she doesn't have to go through the first part where she could look ridiculous and bad and people bring all the bad stuff up. They wait till just now, so they jump her right in there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of bad stuff
You're still
that
gonna lose.
people
She's
can
gonna
bring
win.
up.
I'm
Hillary
convinced
Clinton.
that they don't have a winning candidate.
I really want Hillary, Kamala, and Michelle Obama girl off.
Just a triple ticket.
Yeah.
2 vice presidents. Get AOC in there. The whole squad. All of them. Like this season of America, it's going to be all directed by women.
Oh God!
It's a battle royale.
Endorsed by Disney Plus.
Cage match. Yeah.
The power of many. That's right. Chat. The power of many.
That's their slogan.
Yes.
Oh,
that's exactly how the Democratic convention is going to go down, like the lesbian space witches on Brendock. Oh my God. So yeah, crazy day. And it's you could be surprised. Like this was expected, but to actually see a sitting president not run for re-election, that's a first. That's a first for me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, we had Nixon bow out back in the day. That's one of my earliest memories, but yeah, this is nuts. And honestly, I said back in 2020, the 20s aren't going to be the roaring 20s. They're going to be the 70s again. A lot of people are talking, but it's like the last 5 or 6 years has really felt like the 70s. And if you're old enough to remember the 70s, wasn't America's best decade at all.
Well, good. Bring on the 80s again.
A lot of political strife.
That was bringing it back around.
That's true. If we can get through the 70s
Hulk
era,
Hogan there, come on.
That was pretty great. That's what in my brain I go, don't be a hypocrite, don't not make fun of it. But Hulk Hogan is so much cooler than the Jack Black appearance that Jack Black came over. And it's like that's cringe. It's like Hulk Hogan is a little cringe too, but I love it.
I watched it back. When I first saw it, I was like, it's a little, it was kind of
yeah. You're bringing out a celebrity.
But I watched it back again, people are posting clips of it, and I'm like, you know what? It's not as cringe as I thought it was. It's actually pretty badass.
I can't not love Hulk Hogan. It's awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
He ripped off. He took the suit off and ripped off his shirt. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I mean, because let's let's pull back the curtain. This is all a fucking show. It's all a scripted fucking show. So it's scripted like a reality show. We'll put
Always
scenarios.
has been.
So a reality show is scripted to the point where it allows for ad lib or things that aren't expected to happen, right? And then you just edit it later. We don't. Well, we have the editing. That's what the mainstream media is for editing the shit you just saw in real life and telling you that you don't know what you just watched. But yeah, it's all a fucking show. As much of a show or more of a show than Hollywood. So
Clown Pill. All funny.
I don't know if you watched Babylon Bee, but they posted some hilarious shit. The first one I saw was Jill Biden steps down from,
I saw that.
from re-election. I was like, that's good. Also, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet earlier. All right, today is National Ice Cream Day. Did you see that?
National Ice Cream Day.
Today is National Ice Cream Day. Joe Biden was like, you know what? Look, I'm done. I have stuff I have to do today. All right.
Things to do.
Got to go try some chocolate chip.
Very important.
Mint
Very
chocolate chip.
important.
I
This is a
think
good
this
shirt to
the-
wear today. I didn't even know that, but there you go.
Mine's Gremlins.
There you go. Oh, that's good too. That's
My-
similar. Chaos. Agents of Chaos. There you go.
Yes.
Mine's a skate shirt. I have a lot of skate shirts.
Skating around.
Hey, the term they used in that documentary, granitic chaos, has to be a name of a band.
Ooh, that is good.
Granitic Chaos.
Granitic chaos,
Welcome to the stage.
which is a form of
That-
granite
that
rocks.
is-
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That is not how they would be announced, Garrett. That was terrible.
Well, I'm not an announcer, so
Yeah, he's all, let's go. Yeah.
You sounded like a Vato or something.
Órale,
I'm
just a white boy who plays the music.
Welcome to the
Stage. Right there,
Órale.
Oh man.
Garrett loves being called Mexican. He does, but he likes Mexican food. We're gonna have some good
I love
Mexican food
Mexican
pretty
food.
soon.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude,
Carne
good Mexican
asada.
food's hard to beat. Dude, chicken mole burritos are my.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
me
good.
with the quesadilla, cheese.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Better.
Let's get into Barabar. Been teasing
Oh,
this for
yeah.
a while. It is a
Yes.
documentary that came out a couple of weeks ago, narrated by Johanna James, and I got to make sure to say her name right.
He
And,
got her name right.
good,
Thank
that's good.
you.
On the
She's
first try, I'm
fantastic.
so proud of
And
you.
Johanna, seriously, sorry for him. But honestly, if you ever happen to watch our show, I'd love to have you on. She's great.
I had dinner, like we were on the same table having dinner.
And she was like, this fucker called me
Keeps
We
calling
didn't-
Jameson.
We didn't chat a lot. We didn't chat a lot.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Gary guy.
Anyway,
Be
she
a-
narrates
Anyway.
it, and it's fantastic. Yeah.
She does a great job. She does a great job.
It's originally a French documentary from a documentary team that is investigating the Barabar caves and all this stuff, and she's translating it on her channel. Is that how it's working? She's distributing it.
It's kind of weird because almost the exact same documentary, but there's a couple of different narrations is on Uncharted X as well.
I noticed that.
Yeah. So I'm a little confused. So I watched both kind of concurrently. I'm like, it's the same, but it's different. So
They probably had a couple of translators just to do it to get it out there as much as possible. Why not? You know,
Yeah.
she's very good at voice doing
it's that
The-
is she Brit? No, not,
the narration.
British?
She's
I thought
British.
she's also, is it
Australian?
Brit-
I thought
British?
she was Australian.
I thought
Australian,
she's
sorry.
Australian.
I'm not really good with accents. I'm sorry.
I think that's a down under accent.
Yeah.
Okay. The Australian accent. Very nice to listen to then.
Well, and you could hear her passion for these subjects when she talks about this stuff. So it really shines when she's talking about this kind of stuff. So this is a documentary it's very entertaining to listen to because you could tell she's happily reading it and talking about it passionately. So it's great. Yeah,
Mhm.
but these caves are incredible. I don't even want to call them caves because
Yeah, it's
you look-
really not the right term.
It's a
Works of
disservice.
art?
they really are. It's called the Barabar caves, but these things are not caves in the sense of what you think of what a cave is. And
Look at that.
So-
Pause
so
right
look
there.
at-
Just pause
yeah.
right there. Pause.
Accurate.
does that look like a cave to anyone?
That looks
No.
like the entrance to a spaceship. That's
Yeah, right. Exactly.
that's what it
That's
looks
not
like.
a cave.
Secret
That's like calling the
lab.
pyramids a cave.
I
you
said it
know?
earlier. It does feel like something was teleported into that location and then teleported out, and like it
Etched
left that.
there, little
Like the
cavity that-
Terminator.
Yeah,
Terminator
yeah,
bubble.
exactly like the Terminator bubble. Like that, you have that void left over after. It's just like so precise and perfect. Not that I'm saying that's what's happening, but like
Yeah.
so perfectly done.
Who here? Well, you're all too young. So, chat. I'm talking to you. Who here watched Land of the Lost?
Oh,
The Land of the Lost, where the people went over. Actually, the lead actor just died. Where they're in a raft and they go over a waterfall and they end up in the Land of the Lost with dinosaurs and
Sleestaks.
Sleestaks are lizard people, and they lived in megalithic structures. First time I saw megalithic structures was in Land of the Lost, and I like this looks like a Sleestak structure, and they used to be super intelligent. There's actually a lot to that stupid kid show, but it's not a stupid kid show, by the way. I loved it when I was a kid. Fucking A. Every time on the opening credits, they stopped the Tyrannosaurus Rex by putting a piece of wood in his mouth, and he went and he couldn't close his mouth, and he had to run away. It was great. It was great. But
like it's so good.
it was so good. So this is insane. This is in India. And Adam, don't forget to show your tweet that they didn't mention in the documentary.
I'm not going to forget it. I'm waiting until we're going to discuss all of this first. And then I'm going to bring that up.
Yeah,
Because I think it's kind of important. I think they should have put it in.
I agree. Well, they don't. I mean, I don't know if you caught Ben from Uncharted X during in one of his no, it was in the after talk. You know, when they all stood on stage at Cosmic Summit,
Oh,
it was
the
like
Q&A
all
at
the
the end?
speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So geopolymer was mentioned, and Ben, or I don't even think it was mentioned. I think he brought it up, and he was annoyed because he was like, and it's not geopolymer. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. It feels like that struck a nerve, or it feels like I want to talk to him about it now because I'm following this guy and I find it very interesting and I find it viable if we're able to replicate something similar to that.
But
And this guy,
geopolymer
Marcel,
would have to
for this though.
I know.
it would have to be as hard as
I know.
granite. Yeah. So
Yes, I
yeah.
understand that. Trust me. And anyway, I
Yeah, yeah.
am not going to forget. I will bring it. I love that. That's why I posted a bunch of different versions.
I saw
he's
that
been
tweet and I'm like,
talking
what
about it.
the
So
fuck?
yeah.
Holy
It's
shit.
a bold statement, but anyway,
It's a bold statement.
I'm not going to forget. I'm prepared.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So these are caves. These were dug out somehow in like
Yeah.
There's 6 of them in these granite. What did they call them? They're like whalebacks or something like that. What was the term
I think
for
the
it? They used?
structure is
Yeah.
called the
Structure
whale
of like the geological structure of the granite. It's like a
Right.
single granite.
Vein.
one
vein.
huge piece.
Yeah, that these are built into. There's 6 of them. There's also a 7th that's like detached in its own area. They built
Yeah,
like
it's further away.
building around it, but yeah.
and there could be more that we don't know about.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the other thing that we were talking to Hugh about briefly was when we were discussing this was just how insanely old India and its culture is to the point where it doesn't actually fit into the
Wait.
Western view.
Go back a little. Go back like 10 seconds.
So we're gonna get into this. It's not just location because these are in the middle of nowhere. It's not just
I'm going to tell you when to stop.
perfect. These things are insanely perfect. Like
Stop.
the engineering is fucking insane to where they're like, no, this is next level. This is absolutely next level with the polishing and everything they do. It's reflective in there. And we get a lot more than we did from that last documentary because they start getting into sound resonance and exact measurements, and they've got all their equipment in there. And this was done 2 different times, right? 2017, and they did a more recent one.
Yeah, they did
Is that what-
3
yeah.
actually. 2017 was the first time that they went and they say discovered, but the
Rediscovered.
Go back
locals
2
knew
seconds.
about it.
2 seconds.
They went back. They went
Use
back
your-
in
use your keys.
2020.
Use your keys.
No, go back 2 seconds.
They went back in 2020 and then 2023.
There, I just want to point out there's scoop marks on the right here.
Oh, I
right
saw.
side.
I saw.
Oh yeah,
right there.
You see those scoop marks?
So
Where
they did
have you
manage to
seen
get
those?
him in. Yeah. Oh,
The
where we seen those?
unfinished obelisk
Baalbek.
in Aswan.
And we've seen him in
Yeah,
Baalbek
the rock.
too.
Right,
They,
in
say that
Baalbek.
they used the rock.
Yeah,
to-
yeah,
Carve it out?
the smashing of the rocks. Right. But I just wanted to point those out for later.
Interesting.
Well, they were just getting warmed up. That's how they were doing it.
Mhm.
Before they go right into
Like
the
a pitcher warming up, you know.
So here, actually, wait. You can see the entire whale. This is the giant
So,
marble structure there.
You can use your arrow keys.
There.
Oh, yeah, I'm
to
using.
go back.
It's 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Jumps.
Yeah.
There. So that's the whale.
Okay, yeah, that's the whale
That's what
back.
it's called.
And these are the two unfinished caves.
I think the one
This one is unfinished, and this one is also
Yeah,
unfinished.
yeah.
Because both of these have they have chisel marks on the outside, and neither of the other ones, none of the other ones have chisel marks on the outside.
So there's one. Yeah, that's the one you're talking. Well, is it one of those? The one where like some of the walls are done, and
That's
then the
both of
floor and the
these,
ceiling-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Half
okay.
of them are done. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a theory on that, but we'll get to that a little later. But
I
Yeah,
I
these are
think,
some of those exterior chisel marks that they were talking about.
I think
Yeah,
the
that
really-
doesn't make sense to me. Oh,
the
go
chisel
ahead,
marks?
X-Ray.
Oh, I think it's just. I honestly do think they were probably just prepping their tools, making sure it's the sharpness that they needed, or something of that sort.
You
'cause-
don't find them at any of the other. Just these two. Just
Right.
these
Why
two unfinished.
Why
ones.
wouldn't we have seen those chisel marks or the sharpening marks at the finished places?
So, okay, well, I might as well get into the theory now.
Please.
They were trying to mimic the rooms
other ones?
of the other ones, which is why the walls on one of the caves, just the walls is done, whereas the other one, whereas the ceiling isn't done. According to the masons, the stonemasons, it is logically better for them to chisel kind of the structure out
Everything.
and then polish, but then they just started doing, and they're like, F this is too difficult. And then gave up.
Here's that one that's half finished. So it's
Yeah,
the walls are polished and finished. The floor is not, and the ceiling is not.
I feel like they just did
And
not
the
understand.
stone
how to do it.
masons, they went through these unfinished ones and said they, like you were saying, that the order of operation doesn't make sense on how you would execute the other caves.
Yes. And
So
then
this seems like it's a different group of stonemasons trying to copy it possibly, or practicing. Like that's another answer. Like, are they, because they don't know if this was before or after.
I think it was
Are they
after,
practicing with this one.
That's a good point, though.
because
Could be practicing. Go ahead.
another reason is the placement of the door. All the doors have been mathematically aligned to the circles or something of the ratios.
Yeah, right there. No,
There's
that was
right
it actually.
here.
Yeah, a little bit. This right here is the same cave, the unfinished one, and this is this guy Eric Bernard. He's talking about how the door
Yes.
doesn't make any sense. It is very inaccurate. It's
Yes.
not symmetrical at all. It just like it doesn't match the inner beauty, the inner artistry that is shown. Right, this door feels like it came much later. But let's be real. I mean, Khufu slapped his name. You know, now
Oh,
they
yeah.
call it the Khufu Pyramid, but it's like, bro, that was there long before Khufu.
So
let's be
yeah,
real.
that's how they date these. They say they're attributed to a certain Indian king. Was it Ashoka?
Ashoka.
Ahsoka.
And
yeah.
and his
Ahsoka
father.
Tano.
And the inscriptions say that this king gave these caves to is it merchants for the rainy
beggars.
seasons and beggars.
Yeah, beggars.
Yeah.
Because of the
That's
rain.
right, homeless.
But it doesn't say he constructed them. So who could?
That's true.
Nobody knows when they were constructed.
No,
This is the earliest they have.
There's a bunch of things that make me think that a lot of stuff. So we were just looking at that one doorway that was adorned.
That's this
right?
door. That's this
I
door
think
here.
I
Can
think
you
that
back
was
out
that
and show the whole
adornment
thing?
was done much later than the actual
I
door.
agree.
So the trapezoidal doors.
100%.
Okay, so we've seen shapes like this for doorways everywhere. Every country where there's megaliths, we're going to see some in Peru. We see that shape, that commonality with that shape. So
True.
that has to come from somewhere. And we also see with the big megalithic structures is no adornment. They're just fucking plain.
And that's what's different about this one. Like
so
this
this
one,
adornment, I think, was done later. So see
I don't think
see that inner arc of the door, they could just carve around that. See where the doorway is. For one, why in the fuck would you have a little inlet to your doorway? Just have it go. Like, that's difficult to do. Maybe, okay, if you're gonna tell me these were made for beggars, for rain shelters, maybe so somebody could have a smoke break out in front of the door. I don't fucking know. But otherwise, why would you do that? That's really fucking hard unless it was easy. Unless it was easy. And then when we get later into the like the cone, like it's a perfect, if you copy and paste one of these tunnels and put it on the other, it's like a fucking circle. It's like so fucking perfect the way it's put around. But there's that little hallway, and then you go into it. So you have an entry room, and then you have the little that little. So you have an entry room in one of them, and then you have a bigger. Like, why do that? Why not just make a big room?
Just so you can
What's
see
the fucking point.
Audience. So
is there a reception desk? Is this a salon? Like, what the fuck is it?
This is outside
barbershop.
This is inside the structure of the granite. This is outside. This is like a side room, basically, but it lines up perfectly to this room. Like, why?
And
why would you?
And that's why I don't think the newer, I think newer ones were built by them, because they gave so much care to the math of some of these placements.
There it is.
So I also want to add
the other one.
The older ones that we're discussing here are perfectly symmetrical. And when I say perfectly symmetrical, pause it here. You can cut the one on the right in half in either one and flip it and turn it around, and they all perfectly match. The one on the left, you could split it right down the center, and that sphere is actually a sphere. Like, they actually calculated it. And if you were to take a sphere that's that size, it would match perfectly into that corner or
that's
into that.
Insane.
Like, that's the amount of precision for that.
It's insane.
This shows, the math. Oh, here's even the crazier one. Gopika right here on the right. This the pill-shaped one. That one's also perfectly symmetrical. So if you were to split that right down the center in either direction, right, horizontally, or either left, right, or north, south, it would flip perfectly to the other side. That is some incredibly precise work.
And the stonemasons,
you can't do that with chisels. You're not doing that with chisels.
Just go in there and start chisel stuff out and do all this. You have to pre-plan exactly what the dimensions of the space that you're trying to excavate, so you can make this room. You can't just start going at it and being like, okay, well, now let's figure out where. Like, no, you have to do that way in advance.
Right.
So yeah, it's wild. The dimensions and the geometry and the slightest that went into these.
The slightest nick too far,
negative,
and
space.
You've thrown the entire thing out. You ruin the entire project.
And that's what they find in the unfinished. The two unfinished caves there's negative spaces where the carvers have chiseled too much,
gone too far.
And there's a lot of inconsistencies with the type of craftsmanship in these different caves.
I agree with X-Ray, by the way. I think that was them trying to replicate this incredible precision. Because imagine you stumble upon this, right? Imagine you're Ahsoka's at the time of Ahsoka, or I think it was before. I think he inherited. Well, it's known that that time people knew about these, right? So imagine being the farmer or the hunter or the whatever that found them, and then brought the attention to Ahsoka and like, look at this, look what I found, and they're like, whoa, like this is incredible. Like, what is it for? What's the reason? Wait, go back to that. That's cool. So the inscriptions are carved out in the front. It says the respectable Ajivikas as a residence for the rainy season as long as moon and sun will last. That's kind of badass the way that's typed by Dasaratha, beloved of the gods, and so.
I think Dasaratha is the father of Ahsoka, I believe, is the king before. Okay. And I think his name was scratched out as well.
Ahsoka never had a father. She was created by the Force.
She's created by the thread.
By the Force.
Yeah. You guys gotta just let Star Wars go.
I know.
And you just, yeah.
But you know,
I let it go
those-
long ago. It's just fun to mock now.
Yeah,
the
I
text
got you.
that's scratched onto these, like we've seen in Egypt, there's a lot of evidence in there that some of those are scratched on way later as graffiti. Like
Oh,
this is some other king came in, said, "Hey, we like these things. These are pretty cool. We could give them to somebody. Let's make it look like we did it."
Yeah.
There you go.
With,
You could have these-
zero. Like imagine you walk in and there's nothing on the walls. It's like,
You're like,
what the hell
"Oh."
is this? And you said, then you hear, what the hell is this?
Write
Like,
my
what?
name on that wall.
You know, because the echoes, the guy was saying, like, he would hear himself talk, and it was really eerie. Like it gave him like an eerie feeling because you would say something and it would bounce around so much that then it would come back, but it was distorted because it would bounce so much.
This room in particular, the walls are all slanted. All of the caves are slightly
Like
tilted
an
in.
88 degree.
And then you have the
angle.
curved top, which is a cylinder with two spheres on each side.
Yep.
And when they go into the sound aspect of it is insane.
Oh, man.
The way it bounces in.
Can we hear it?
acoustically.
Can we play
yeah,
that?
let me see if I can find that because it was really cool.
The singer, oh man, it's incredible.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Nailed it. This is so cool.
Go to before, yeah, the before first.
This is transformative, by the way.
Yeah,
Using
we're gonna
impressive
all
effects.
sing. We're all gonna sing along.
Here we go.
We're all gonna
Use
sing
the
along here.
microphones.
Okay, so pause there. Pause there. Pause there.
So that was outside.
just raw.
So
Outside.
that was outside raw. Here's
Yeah.
inside.
The most remarkable thing about these
You
changes.
know what
And it's still
sucks is
going.
she-
It's still
Yeah,
going.
I wish you would have let that go another beat or two before her
until it ended.
voiceover. Yeah.
Until it was
Yeah.
gone.
So the reverb
Yeah.
on like the resonance, the resonance on that is it goes forever.
I got
And they-
chills listening to it the first time because it does something to you.
So
And I think that's the point of these caves.
I'm sorry if I don't know if he's a scientist or what. They have the English speaking guy, and what he talks about later on is there's and others do too, is there's no way you can have a conversation in these these structures, whatever they are. You can't. They're not for meeting and having a little chit chat because you wouldn't. It would drive you mad. You wouldn't be able to understand anybody. It'd be like being at the worst club in the world, except with no music, and it's just because
Even one person speaking. They tested that too. Even one person speaking, if you're like it was 15 feet away or something, 15 to 20 feet away, it's inaudible. You can't hear what they're saying because it's so bounced back and forth. It sounds like it's a crowd of people talking.
Yes,
there's got to be something connected inherently to that in the way that kind of resonance makes you feel, and like maybe there was music, because that's the only thing you could get through all of this echoing is some kind of music.
Yeah, I couldn't think of what this would be for. If it's not for meeting, it's too precise to be a shelter for. It looks like storage, but or something, storage of some kind that required that whatever they were storing.
This is the sound
was so important that it needed like the most precise structure ever made at that time. I have no fucking idea.
It's it has to definitely do with the sound, and it's either healing or it has to do with religion.
But there's nothing adorning the walls. You know, usually in a religious scenario, you see carvings.
Because if there's things adorning the walls, the reverberation doesn't occur. So you need the walls very bare, minimalist, in order to have the sound bounce back and forth.
Right.
So, and we see it all the time. People chant, humming at churches, at like even in Buddhism. And
16 chapels. That's like
sure,
that's why so many of those churches are so huge.
Like,
it's because of that resonance.
Yeah, I don't think this is just some Gregorian chanting. Forgive me, though. I mean, which sounds great, but
no, I don't think that's what she's saying.
No,
I think that
I'm getting to my point. Hang on.
Oh, go please.
Oh yeah. So I think it's a kind. If it's that, it's a kind of a chanting that actually fucking works. Like there's some kind of meditation value where you actually go somewhere else. I don't think you put that much engineering and work into like a really
Yeah.
groovy sounding place to chant. I
And
just
do that
don't.
7 times.
I
You know, like, that's a
100%
lot.
am with the whole healing narrative. You know, I remember the first time I heard about these is after when I first watched the Pyramid Code, and that was kind of like a spiral into loving ancient history long before I met you guys. And that's when I first saw these caves, and I heard about the resonance of these caves, and it was that time of like thinking there's something to healing and frequencies and understanding vibrations of the universe. And I think that that's what these are. I think these are someone's private chambers, someone incredibly rich that was able to make these, didn't want them adorned because he didn't want anyone to know about them, right? Just this is his own private spot, go and get healed. And maybe, you know, at a certain frequency, like it's like the adrenochrome of the freaking ancient, you know, like the ancient Indian rulers.
So
you
the
know, they'd go here
elitists,
and
maybe, or maybe,
you know what I mean?
maybe it was like a cult of Atlantis, like some leftover Atlantean, whatever
Maybe.
their religion or
Some went here,
shamanism
some went
or
to-
whatever it is. Yeah, and they want it hidden from whatever regime was there too. Like the Dead Sea Scrolls were buried in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
So it could be something like that. Sure, I'm open to it. Like we have no fucking clue. And these things need to be. I can't wait for some of the guys to go over there. See, like you know, maybe Christopher Dunn needs to check this out.
Wait, don't change this yet. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I want to stick on this one.
This is a
until we get to the
perfect
point.
setup.
How smooth
let's get
are
into
these
it.
walls?
Yeah, let's get into it. Look at this. So you can see 1 micron is 0.001 millimeter. 1,000 microns is 1 millimeter. So a one millimeter. I don't know if you guys know millimeters.
Teeny tiny.
This is industrial level tools that they're using to measure the smoothness of the surface. They test this piece of granite that was industrially smooth.
Yes, and they use a tool
It's
called
not
a
as smooth.
roughometer, and they use an R
that new?
value to constitute how smooth an object is. So the higher
Glass.
the value, the more rough it is. So
So you can see glass is very smooth. So that was
0.1.
0.101. That was glass.
That was glass.
Right. So now here is one of the. Oh, okay. They don't. I know they show it,
I
but
showed it earlier. What they
do they start with showing it? They do multiple measurements, and that was one of here. Here it is. They show, and it gets lower and lower. So 1 point. I think that was the lowest 1.1, which is wild.
So they use a piece of that's the manufactured one. So that's a manufactured piece of stone right there by modern humans. And they're talking about how smooth it is. And then they compare it to what's in the cave, which is fucking crazy.
So that was 9 then.
that's a machine doing this.
Yeah. So that perfect.
This is
Here
the
you go.
cave. This is industrial.
Right now, our ultra polished 9.492 versus
And-
1.131.
And on top of that, we generally polish things using gravity to help. So on the horizontal plane. What we see right now in this image is on a vertical, but not even vertical, slightly slanted 88-ish degrees.
Right.
Perfect polish. How does that happen? No idea.
2,300 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nearly glass.
It was really cool to see because I was under the assumption, I was like, yeah, we could do this. We could polish granite. I've been to like DC and I've been to, like a lot of these structures that we have here for our Capitol buildings are made out of granite, super polished. But to see the stonemasons of today in France, they were like, there's no way we could have done it this good. In the way what they had to go through, like we said, in the dark, at these slanted horizontal angles, in the time frame of 12 years. That one stonemason was like, 12 years? No way. It's like there's no
Yeah,
way we could do that.
There's multiple times in this documentary where they're like, this can't happen. This is impossible.
Oh my God.
This blows our mind. We are blown away. This is extraordinary. We've never seen anything like this. Like that's all they say. And then when the guy gets into, when he gets into the nuts and bolts and goes, listen, you can't have humans for one, there's no fucking light. There's no sign of light. There's no sign that they use. There's no airflow. There's dust that could kill you. Now, I guess the argument will be made, well, disposable slaves. Sure. Okay. But
they're not talented, though.
They're
That's good.
talented. They're not
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, you wouldn't be like slaves could not have built this. Artisans built this, which requires an economy, which requires time to have skilled artisans. And the other thing they pointed out is these weren't one-offs. Like, this isn't the first time they tried this. This is the work of people who have done this multiple times before, but these are the only ones we found. So that's where I'm like, okay, I'll listen to the Ancient Aliens guys. Somebody came down, needed to dig a hole, and they just used the robot, and it just did it. Like, I don't fucking know. It's nuts.
Now, I don't remember in this documentary if they talked about the fact that the ceilings are actually also perfect circles, but in different heights.
Part of it, yeah.
Was that in this one?
It was a mix of the two. There's the one where it's rounded at the ends, where
that's a sphere.
They did the spheres.
Those are spheres, but the middle, like the ceiling, is a circle.
Oh.
Hey, the state you're from, by the way.
I don't think they actually brought that up.
The state you're from, Adam, is filled with stuff like this. We're going to drive by a bunch of it, Garrett. All those rocks and just tons, especially on the eastern side of Arizona. Looks just like that. Wonder if there's stuff there. Look at this.
This
got the lip. It looks like a mushroom.
Yeah,
it does.
That's the most interesting room. Is that room with that weird mushroom shape?
Yeah.
As an entrance, and then you could see in the other unfinished chamber where it looks like it's trying to copy that room because it has has that doorway that goes to the mushroom shaped chamber, but it's like completely unfinished.
Yeah. I think in the previous documentary, I remember them saying that the middle of these spheres and like the circular angles, the middle was below ground. So how do you make measurements based on that?
Right. Because
the center of the sphere.
To do an arc, when you do the center, you'd hold a string, and so you can
measure around
like a perfect where the center is, but that center point is below ground. So it's nearly like it's impossible for them to actually make that measurement to get that perfect precise angle, which is just kind of like mind-blowing. Like, okay,
really
humans can't do that. No, well, I mean, we can't figure that out. Are we not at the peak of civilization? I guess not.
Yeah, I'm not at the peak of civilization.
I guess not.
It's okay, Garrett. Samesies.
It's just wild. What is why did they do it? It's such an immensely complicated thing to do. So then the purpose has to be immensely powerful and important.
It's so sleek and tight. Like it's so much more than tight. It's tight. More than anything. It's a Southern California term, you fucking perv. Tight. So
or is that part Adam was talking about where they split it? It's exactly symmetrical on the other side.
Yep. Yeah. All of the rooms.
I did think
they do them all.
The trapezoidal doors were kind of interesting, and I wonder if there is a structural relevance, kind of like how in Machu Picchu and a lot of our like big stone structures, they use that because I think I've heard people say that it's better for like areas where there's earthquakes. It's stronger. So I wonder if there's a relevance in having the trapezoidal doors, or is this kind of linked to the past and could be in the not just 2,300 years old, but maybe in the tens of
12,600.
thousands.
Well, I agree with Gary in that it was not designed for people living in this.
Yeah, there's no
And
way.
if it was a fallout shelter, kind of like you're suggesting, it wouldn't be built that it would drive you nuts being in here for more than an hour.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So it has to be for a specific purpose, like a tool.
Listen to this. This was a cool part too.
Oh, the bowl, yeah. I think that is the key right there. Those singing bowls with sound healing, and I don't know, man. I think there's something to it. You lay in a certain spot. I'm more surprised that there isn't like a pedestal or a
altar of some sort,
or maybe you're not supposed to have. Maybe that would screw up the resonance, right? Maybe you have to have a perfectly floor, because if you looked at the way you had earlier, you had the sound reflections, and you see that it would come out, bounce against the wall, and go against the ground up to the other side, against the ground, and then back to where the sound source was. So the sound, the floor there, perfect, yeah. So you could see that the floor needs to be flat. There can't be anything that interrupts that line of the sound, or else it would screw up.
And the sound bounces off the wall, and then because it's tilted, it bounces up to the ceiling, then back down.
And the different rooms have different heights. So there's that angle that we were talking about, that center point of where the circle would be, changes. Therefore, the resonance of each of these chambers would have done different things. And it makes me think of the pyramid code, where there's these different pyramids that have different sizes that resonate at different frequencies. So if you have different sicknesses, you would go to the priest at the time would be like, oh, okay, you have this ailment. You're going to go to the middle. You're going to go to the middle pyramid and rest there for a day, and you'll be healed, or whatever. You'll resonate at the frequency or whatever, and that'll heal you. Where this one, you might need to go sit in the pill-shaped one, and that's going to help your ailments of whatever you're dealing with. I don't know if this. I'm just
Who knows if
surmising.
if it actually works? But like, I believe people would believe it works, because we've seen humans try to figure out these things all over the world in different ways. If they believe that this was a way to heal yourself, that would be really important to them, and that could be a reason why they would like spend so much time planning these out. But it takes you back to the question: why did this is the first time they did it? They just went, hey, we're just going to plan these out and then start making it. Like, how did they come to the decision and the knowledge that this would make that sound, that this would, how do you go from zero knowledge to this?
What if there's thousands of these underneath the Sahara Desert? Right?
All buried?
Could be, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
I believe it. I think that the world went through such a catastrophic change 12,000 years ago that it wiped over the history of what we know. And the things that we're finding, like this, are just like, we got lucky that it didn't get buried.
Yeah.
They claim the pyramids were underwater for thousands of years. That's a new thing that I'm now trying to sink my head around. Like, how? Right? That's this thing that people are actually trying to say, because of the way that the planet shifted or whatever, that it was from the previous shift. And I'm like, that's crazy. That means that's over 25,000 years old.
Jimmy's done a couple of videos that we've discussed here about the Sahara, and there clearly looks like there's a water flow through there. I started looking for that stuff on my own once I saw Randall's first video about the scablands and the chevrons. So I'm like, and he said, just look around, you can find them.
Wait, there was like a little bit of an altar.
Yeah. So look, you would lay on that.
That's
and
the stage.
I don't think it's the stage. I think that you would go and lay on that.
Maybe
get sound healing.
That's where you get your treatment, maybe.
But the archaeologists will go, that's where human sacrifices were. That's where they let their offerings or the chicken bones or some shit like that. Yeah, it's like everything's
It's like an isolation tank.
Yeah.
It's like a giant isolation
Yeah.
tank.
Yes.
Have
Yes.
you ever done one of those?
Sensory
Like those,
deprivation.
No.
have you ever
I
done
would
one of
try
those?
that though.
They do
No,
they
I
play
haven't.
music like binaural beats kind of thing like that like just rings in your ears and stuff and kind of supposed to relax you into this state. Maybe that's what this entire thing's for. It's just this
I think so.
isolation chamber that they would believe, and maybe it does in some way. You always feel a little bit more energized when you get into a isolation chamber. So like maybe that's what that was for. It's an immense amount of time, calorie deficit, like calorie budget on this, building it, designing
Resources.
resources.
So,
Like
have they mentioned where did all the rock go? Is there a bunch of rock outside from this?
where's the rock?
There was the rock.
No one knows.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found, just like Darren
It's gone.
Kurio. Where's the rock? And the answer, like Occam's razor, it's so fucking old that it's gone.
They used it to build something that's been crumbled.
People used it to build it. There was natural
Thousands of years.
erosion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like time, just time.
Yep.
So
This is cool too. This is an element. This isn't about the caves per se, but the king Ahsoka was only discovered recently, was forgot for 2,000 years, and it was only discovered because of these pillars. So there are these pillars that they found that have the inscriptions of what that king had done and all the things that he'd accomplished in his reign.
so let that sink
The
in.
reason we know why is because of these.
Yeah. So forgotten for 2,000 years by the West. I'm going to say the West. I bet you there were some people in India who knew exactly who he was, but we'll say the West. So if we being the West forgot a king for 2,000 years that had things dedicated to him with his name on it, like what the fuck? How do we expect to know anything without any records? Like in deep antiquity. That's this is what Graham talks about all the time. It's like we're just trying to put together a puzzle with like 5 pieces right now. But the thing is, those 5 pieces have similarities. There's something that connects them. So it's crazy. There's also that it's much later, by the way, but you know about that iron pole in India?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The iron pole.
Yeah.
The iron pole that has not rusted, and it's hundreds of years old, so it's pure iron. Like we can't duplicate it today. Like it was made with such a pure form of iron, it doesn't rust at all. It's nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, they have no explanation other than it was accidentally made. It's like,
whoops, we just made the most purest iron in the world.
I think I think
daisy.
I personally think, this is just me, I know you guys agree, that there was a greater civilization and a lot of information was passed down, but the people who knew that information and passed down the information started to die out, and it just blew away.
Forgotten.
Eventually.
It's
It's forgotten. And that's where the meter comes from. That's where all of our measurements come from. That's where math comes from. That's where astrology comes from. This is all rediscovery. They even mention the meter again in this documentary.
Yeah.
And remember the H blocks why am I blanking on it now? H blocks in
South America, was it?
Yeah, it's South
Peru?
America.
Was it Peru?
No, it's
not Peru.
I knew it was down there somewhere.
No.
I
I have too many names to remember. Pumapunku.
That's it.
Yes.
Pumapunku. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those were a meter. That's where we originally watched this. So the guy the main French guy they interview is he's a stonemason, right? And that's they're talking to stonemasons, stone cutters, some geologists, some engineers, and all these separate disciplines, and they're just trying to put it together in their heads because they are like, well, we work on this stuff every day. Like this is what we do on a daily basis, and we're telling you right now, not totally impossible for us, but maybe. Like a lot of the guys said we couldn't do this.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's wouldn't use the time and resources to try to create something like this, or we couldn't do it. I don't know what the difference is there. But I think we could do it if we really put our minds to it and wanted to spend it. How much do you think one of those structures would cost in modern $1 billion?
Oh God, it'd be so expensive.
I have no idea.
Who knows?
Well, unions are a bitch right now, so I'm saying $1 billion. I'm gonna say it even.
And
Billion.
they
Anything-
can't do it in 12 years.
No, and
I think it would be
anything
way more than
artisanal
$1 billion.
is expensive.
I think
Yeah.
$1 billion is nothing compared to what it would actually cost.
What are you sharing
Seriously.
here? What do you got here?
All right, so Gary mentioned earlier that I had this thing that I found. Now I mentioned him actually when Wandering Wolf was on, and he actually knew about him, right? And we chatted a little bit about the geopolymer idea, right? With the different, we were talking about Peru though, right? Because of the geopolymer view of how these stones sync up so perfectly. Like when I say perfectly, right? We all know it's like you can't fit a razor in between these stones. They're so perfect. So there's a guy, his name's Marcel Fodi. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. But he started talking about this Barabar documentary because obviously it's making some waves in the community that we are in. And he had a view on it. And so this is just his theory. Okay, now this is the first. I have a few different things that he's said about this stuff. And this was the first one. He said there's this new movie about the Barabar Cave with a beautiful area footage of this, and the precision carved polished caves in India. Just have a look at the whale rocks the caves are carved in, quotes, because of course he says the whole whale is stone cast. Okay, so he's claiming that this whole thing here is actually stone cast, that these people made. I actually saw some people in chat saying that it looked like concrete. And I was like, I can't wait because I know some people were thinking the same thing that I was. I was like, it does look like concrete. Because I watched the documentary and then I was reading about this guy's theories about this system that he did. And so he embellished. He talks about it a little more. He says, let me repeat this because I think this is hilarious. How far is the ancient water glass factory from the main Barabar cave? Is it very far? It's 500 centimeters away. Now, this is one of the main key factors in making this what he calls water glass from
So it's
Natron.
centimeters. That's what is that?
It's this. It's a few
like
feet.
A few
He's
feet.
saying, well, this is, you walked out. Now, I mentioned the scoops, right? So he says, the scoop marks are the place to turn granite into water glass using molten natron. Okay. Now, thankfully, he posted the natron theory. So this is what he's all basing this on. Okay.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there was a desert, and in this desert, where logically nothing should happen, where humanity made its most important steps in development. In the beginning, there was natron. Natron is a kind of salt, which is abundant in the Nile Valley. People have been hand-picking and collecting it in baskets since ancient times. Ancient Egyptians used natron for at least 10 different purposes: washing clothes, drying food, medical treatment, mouthwash, ceramics, textile dyeing, insecticide, conserved papyrus, cosmetic, and mummification, of course. Oh, and one more thing, natron was used to create glass, and so-called natron glass, which is still the most common form of glass we use today. In fact, this happened way before the Egyptians ever dreamed of having an empire. Between 5000 and 4000 BC, they already created small glass amulets and glass beads. Natron glass is nothing more than natron, sand, and limestone cooked together on 851 degrees Celsius, which means the Egyptians were able to melt natron since the beginning of time. So his theory, which if you go to his page, this is him actually doing the research of trying to find natron scales and deposits, and he's looking overhead, and all these white dots are all salt natron in India. And he looked it up, and it's actually the soil in India has a really bad salt problem.
Yes, it does.
It's so salty, and so it's very easily accessible for them to grab this stuff. Now, I've been following him for quite some time because he's actually been experimenting on trying to recreate these geopolymers, and he's got these little Easter Island heads that he creates out of the different stuff that he's been using, and he's been getting really close to making stone out of this water. He uses wood ash. He's got a couple different types of things that he's trying to do. And I don't know. I think a geopolymer common, like, we don't know how the Romans made their underwater concrete. We don't know how they did that, right? We still can't do that, but they did it. They made underwater concrete. And then,
They don't know how to replicate Greek fire.
Greek fire is another. We know that these things existed, that they had the ability to do certain things, right? So it makes sense to me that you would be able to take
Terra Preta.
That's right. When he mentioned that, I didn't even know about them making Terra Preta and using a geopolymer around Göbekli Tepe, the nearest freaking towns. They were making geopolymers, and I'm like, that's amazing. So I was like, oh, cool. Hugh Newman liked my question. Like, woo! Got a little jazzed about that.
Roman, what is it? Roman concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So we did find out what that was. It was a specific element in the environment that doesn't exist anymore that allowed them to make that concrete, and that's how we forgot for so long.
Wasn't it from?
They didn't have, it was like
was that the one from a limestone, or am I thinking of something else?
It may have been I don't know the exact.
Because you break down a certain
reason,
limestone and do it. Yeah,
it's a certain way that there was a animal that added to it. I need to look into it, but we have figured out what it was. And there was an element that we no longer have. So maybe there's something to that we had in the past that we no longer have. It's all gone.
Volcanic ash. The chat mentioned volcanic ash. That might have something to do with it. Yeah. Hey, we got some volcanic ash from Mount St. Helens one time, and we put it on our tomatoes and lemon trees in the back yard. And
are they flourishing?
They were no, this was back in the day. They were huge. Yeah. They were giant.
Wow, really?
Totally off subject. Yeah, my uncle lived
cool.
up in Seattle. He brought us like jars of ash.
Yeah,
cool.
Mixing lime, volcanic ash, and local aggregate.
Lime. That's what I was thinking of. Not limestone.
But I don't think it's just just random lime. I think it's a very specific kind that was in that region.
Yeah, I can't remember it. I think you're right. But
that's why we can't do it now.
It's crazy. I'm glad somebody's trying to figure it out. But again, okay, so a geopolymer, somebody had to figure that out. Somebody had to figure out Terra Preta. Somebody had to figure out ayahuasca. Somebody and these are
it's a science, dude, that we're doing thousands and thousands of years ago.
One bored guy with a loincloth who I guess had a really good hunt, and his food was just stocked for a year. I was like, I'm going to invent geopolymer. All right.
Yeah.
I believe it. To me, looking at all the megalithic sites, it just doesn't make sense that they were able to cut things. It makes so much more sense that they figured out how to mix something together and bring it in buckets instead of moving 30-ton stones, 40, 50,
something that we
100,
don't have.
100-ton stones. Or they just were kept dumping stuff and it fused together. And it looks like one big stone because to us it looks like it's one stone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But then we got Baalbek. Then you look at Baalbek and it's like, or
they cut out a fucking stone.
Right. I mean, so then how the hell did they move that though? There's no answers.
They had both. I think that if you're that advanced, and again, why did they do things like this big? Why? Because it was easy. Because they could. Because a
lot of these things are like granite, one of the hardest stones. Mm-hmm. Aren't the Olmec heads granite as well?
Are they? I don't know what the Olmecs are.
I think so.
I thought they were basalt. Still pretty hard, but double check on that. Granite.
But again, one of the hardest stones to work with. Yeah. And that's the one they decided to go. That's what we're going to build stuff out of.
Like limestone, sandstone, easiest to work with. They're the lightest, Soft. Our entire state is on limestone, practically, Garrett.
Mm.
Yeah.
All the walls, it's all the walls around here and some of the houses are all the barriers around freeways and stuff are they just dug up the stone for the freeway and repurposed it as a wall for the freeway here. Like California, that doesn't happen. All right, California's just a bunch of fucking dirt, for the most part. And then if you go east, like on Southern California, then it's all fucking boulders. Then it's all boulders.
There's so many boulders down there.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's just mountains.
Well,
of
it used to
boulders.
be a giant river mouth at some point, like millions of years ago. It was a giant river mouth, and it was all flat, by the way, too. So all those boulders are rounded because of water. That's the theory. I actually looked it up, being bored, really bored. I'm like, I want to check out the geology of San Diego. Why? Because growing up, there's giant fucking boulders everywhere in the east. In Escondido, there's just giant boulders everywhere. Like, where the fuck do they come from? And the one study I found was it used to be a river mouth, a prehistoric river mouth, before everything rose up. That's how
basalt.
fucking all this.
They were basalt, by the way.
They were basalt.
You're right. Basalt.
Nice.
I get bored at night. Okay. Well, I'm never bored very long, because then I find rabbit holes to go down like this, or I go on Google Maps or Google Earth for 3 hours till 3:00 in the morning. It's fun.
Well,
look for chevrons. Go on Google Maps and look for chevrons.
You'll find them.
Find them. You'll go, oh, this country got hit by a tsunami, and this country got hit by a tsunami. It's crazy.
Hold on, I gotta ask though, is it a tsunami when an entire ocean washes up and over the continent?
It's the mother of all tsunamis.
Okay, yeah.
It's the tsunami.
Yeah.
Or it's a polar shift, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I love Ben at Suspicious Observers, but we don't have a lot of time left, according to Ben. So enjoy life.
True.
He's gonna be the guy. I was fucking right. See, on the top of a mountain as the
by himself. He's gonna be by himself.
I told you so.
I told you. You didn't do your homework.
Don't ask stupid question.
Do we have anything else? I almost want to do a second part on that, just to get really in the weeds someday. But definitely go watch the documentary. It's free on YouTube.
Yes, it's in the description if you want to check it out.
You can see it on Johanna's channel.
Johanna's channel.
Yeah.
Or Ben's channel, Uncharted X. You can watch it on either channel. Ben's a good dude. Ben and I did a good interview, I think, at Cosmic Summit that X-Ray Girl's working on. You'll see it someday soon. I've got one with Hugh Newman and others, George Howard, Luke from Luke really Caverns. Yeah, we got some good interviews that will be on the YouTube side of the Forbidden Frontier channel. That's going to take a little time to change, but we're gonna change it.
Did you already do it, or are you? Because it takes a second. It
takes a second. I'm going to probably do it when I get back. And then, and I'm not going to apply for the plaque till I do that.
Till it's official.
I haven't gotten the email for the plaque yet, anyway. So
nice.
My sorry, that tab will be open soon. Once I'm done with Comic-Con and
one thing at a time with Harry. Okay.
I've got 3 things I'm juggling right now, but well, we got a super cut coming out on Monday or Tuesday. Haven't decided yet, but Monday or Tuesday. Of all of our Acolyte reviews, I put them all in one thing.
Yeah, we just lined them up.
I totally stole that from the Y-Files, by the way, and Garrett suggested it.
Compilations. It's a good. I haven't seen, the only Acolyte thing that I've seen is the last episode. I've watched a couple different people's version. I saw your video on it. It was fantastic.
Thanks, buddy.
I watched Disprove's version of it. It's so funny that I'm hearing all these people making fun of the show. I have to watch some reviews of the final episode because I had to see how bad it really got, and it was
pretty bad.
Well, you can see the entire season review on Nerdrotic.
Yeah.
It'll also be a really good review for season 2 when that comes around.
Yeah,
we're doing a super cut of Rings of Power too. So look for that in the next couple weeks.
I don't know what you said something that I literally cracked up, dude, and I don't remember what it was, but it was so funny. So anyway, I love your videos.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
I liked my Dave Filoni took George Lucas's lore to the doghouse. I was proud of that one. I was proud of that one. Nice dog bark. See, that's where Garrett's getting into my head because that's exactly what I was thinking. And by the way, Garrett turned that around in hours. That's fucking insane.
We work together.
Good. He's getting good.
So you want to be an editor and YouTube? That's cool. You got to do that shit. Like that's fucking insanely good. So I had a ton of fun doing that. So I am all for. By the way, I'm going to end the Supercut spoilers with a call to action to renew the Acolyte for season 2.
Hashtag renew for season 2.
Let's fucking go. Hey, before we get to Super Chat, I got a hard out, so we're going to try to get all of them. But if not, then we'll make them up in
23 minutes
future episode. I did want to show you. Can we show the UFO from the Trump?
Yes, let me get the
assassination attempt.
It's pretty cool.
And then I got a couple of.
There was a UFO during the Trump attempted assassination.
While you're looking that up, I'll read
in the sky. There was 2 orbs flowing around it, and then it was a UFO that flickered through.
And we got some Bigfoot video.
I posted it in research.
We got some Bigfoot video, and I think like while I'm reading the soup, you can put this up.
Video.
So just all you have to do
see that.
Is hit UFO Twitter, UFO Twitter, and just like once you start searching, it'll start recommending Think Tank and all these places.
You could save that hashtag?
No.
Yeah. Wait, hashtag.
You can follow the hashtag. Get it right.
The Twitter algorithm is starting to work a lot like the YouTube algorithm now. So whatever you looked at more than once or twice, boom, you're gonna. But like it's all UFO shit. So I'm like, fuck yeah, bring it on. And then I just found I bookmark a bunch of shit for the show. So while I'm reading super chats, you guys can look at the video and go real or fake. Most of it'll be fake. I understand that. It's part of the fun.
Interesting.
So what do we got here? We got a UFO.
Yeah. They slow it down. The second half it's slowed down. So they're going back and forth.
So it's either a bird, a really fucking big bug, or a UFO.
No way it's a bird.
A bird can't move that fast. It's a rod.
It is going so fast.
It's a rod. That some in the chat.
What I want you to notice though. Look at the angle. It's not going. It's not flying directly at it's where like straight along a saucer would go. It's actually flying a little bit up like this. It's almost like it's flying down a little. You see how it's
doing the Lazard thing because UFOs don't fly like this for the most part.
It's tipped up a little bit. Yeah. And it looks like UFO. And then those 2 orbs are also, or 3 orbs. I thought there was only 2, but I guess there's 3.
And that's not the first time I've seen orbs around a UFO. Many times.
Did aliens?
There's 4. There's 4.
4.
There's 5.
I think it's 5. I think it's 5.
I saw 5. I saw 5.
The 5 here.
Yeah, there's 5.
Well,
above the mesa. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
There's one here that flashes, and there's one here, and here.
Dang. Whoa.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do you think the orbs are for? So I think the orbs are.
Are they like little satellite?
They're little satellites that they send out, like that'll be on the other side of the planet.
He's like,
yeah, they'll send out the other side of the planet, and this is kind of like the mothership for the away mission, or the mother shuttle, or the main shuttle for the away mission. Why the fuck not? I would fly around here all the time because I'd be in this for one.
What's going on?
Okay, if you read Hitchhiker,
time travels, bro.
Hitchhiker has the very best description of a cloaking device, and it's the somebody else's problem field. So we get so there's a giant ship at like Lord's Cricket Ground, for example, in Life, the Universe, and everything, and nobody sees it because it's so crazy that the mind just doesn't want to deal with it. It's somebody else's problem, so therefore it disappears.
Oh yeah,
I love Hitchhiker. Right. Man.
Yeah, I love Hitchhiker too. Like that's it. Like they'll can fly around. They're like, well, maybe somebody will see us, but nobody will fucking believe it. They'll sit there and debate it.
Yeah, we're too busy.
Some people will absolutely be seeing our ship and pointing at us, and we're gonna go, yeah, but you know what? Nobody's gonna believe you.
You can do about it.
Gatekeeper for $20 on the Streamlabs side. Got the notification that the stream was about to start, so I had to pull over and show my favorite YouTuber some love. Hail! I'm glad you pulled over too.
Yeah.
You got a good pullover game.
That's quality right there.
Wishing you continued success and good health. Hey, Gary. Love you, man. Love you too. I got to get back to work now. Get back to work.
Get
What
back
was
on
your
that
job?
road.
Yeah. Get back on that road. Deathclaw Jedi. It's a Rumble rant for $20. Hail Rumble, by the way.
Hey.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Injustice, Kamala and PB&J Sandwich makes a PB&J sandwich because she can't do spit.
She messed that up too.
Well, isn't Pete Buttigieg gay? Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. PB&J. No, sorry, bad joke.
Yeah.
It fell flat.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh, thank you.
That's
slow.
You earned it, buddy. It's all right.
She smiled.
Because somebody chuckled and I got it. I was a little slow on the uptake, but I got it. Nothing new for me, by the way. Deathclaw Jedi for 50. Who is they? X-Ray Girl. They is George Soros, military and the George Soros military industrial complex. Facebook, Google, and so many other companies. It is too big to list. Yeah, they are the cabal, right?
WEF.
Honestly,
BlackRock,
you know what movie
Vanguard.
in a very absurdist way got it right is so many, like Demolition Man, Kingsman.
Great movie.
Great movie.
They got it right?
How so?
Yep. With the cabal, with the elite cabal. And a tech billionaire creating a virus to help reduce the population.
Yeah. When did that come out? When was that?
2014.
2014.
Yeah.
Enough time to start gearing something else up.
You know, there's a
In 6 years.
conspiracy theory that I heard recently.
I tell you right now, we got Mark Millar coming on Thursday. Mark Millar, the writer of Secret Service, which Kingsman was based on, did Civil War comics.
Kicking.
He's done his research. He knows his conspiracy theories. He fucking knows his conspiracy theories.
Have you seen Some of All Fears?
Some of all, who's in it?
Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
I forget the other guy's name. Ben.
Morgan
something.
Freeman.
Morgan
Morgan Freeman.
Well, okay. So Trump spoke at the RNC. Remember?
Yep.
Remember that?
Totally
Yeah. It was a couple days ago. And the outro song, it was this freaking opera singer, incredible opera singer. Oh, I was like, wow, this guy's incredible. Like this guy's amazing. So there's this conspiracy, and this guy made this video, and he's like, so I was listening to that opera song, and by the way, what's up with this? Everyone, Trump and music, and Trump's such a music guy. It was reiterated throughout the entire RNC, which is true. And I had never really heard that before. And he goes, I heard that song, and at like 3 a.m, I woke up and I was like, I know where that song is from. It's the last song. It's like the credit rolls of Some of All Fears. And he's like, and you know what the movie's about? And I had never seen the movie, but I guess the movie's about an attempted assassination attempt on the president who survives it. And then all of the people who try to do it, he knows who they all are. And they all get their comeuppance at the end of the movie. And then the credits roll. And then it's like, boom, the credits roll. And it's that opera song that's singing right after Trump did his speech. And I was like, I have to watch this movie now. That's a cool conspiracy theory.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So
All right.
now I gotta watch the movie.
Fancy novel.
Many of these this week.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to say it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
That is
Zorbu. Zorbu for 20.
Hey!
What's up, Zorbu?
Save the president.
Know this, Earthlings. We are in control. We are the nexus of the crisis and the origin of storms. We are, what's that? Okay. Xandax just said I recited a Blue Oyster Cult lyric. Weird. Anyway, we're 70s rock fan. We're 70s rock fans and still in control. 70s rock fans, a good channel, by the way. Good dude.
Oh, yeah. I thought that's what he was talking about.
Yep. Samuel Taylor College for $20 stakes in Xanadu. Did Kublai Khan a stately pleasure dome decree where Alf the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. I was thinking of Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And Kubla Khan did Pleasure Dome erect. Come on, welcome to the Pleasure Dome. You guys didn't. We totally unironically listen to that album all the time. We're like, and then much later we're like, oh, maybe that was really gay.
Kind of gay.
Kind of super gay. So, like gayer than the Village People. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Still a good band. Kamala Harris on the Streamlabs side, 4 parts for $20. Kamala, welcome to the show.
Unburdened by what has been.
What has been. This donation is what can be unburdened by what has been. You know, did I mention this donation is what can be unburdened by what has been? There's more. Come to think of it, even if this wasn't a donation, it is what can be unburdened by what has been. This donation still what can be unburdened by what has been. What has been totally unburdened. Think about that. Thank you, Kamala. So
Thank you, Kamala. Wise words.
Wow.
Really deep.
So articulate for somebody who deep-throated Mayor Willie Brown.
Really knows how to use that tongue, you know.
Yep. Zorbu has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships for $25. Thank you, Zorbu.
Thank you.
G2 Bryce for $5. Adam made a very critical point. Voting, but only for selected candidates, is literally the same system the CCP uses. That's not real democracy. And we're not in a democracy. We're in a constitutional republic. But you're right.
Facts.
Facts. And that's been the, you know.
Well, the Democrats don't give a shit. they don't give a shit.
Europe is nutty, like with its, like some countries have like a shit ton of parties, like a shit ton.
Sweden
But
has
I think
a lot.
Yeah, I think we really need to move past the 2-party system. I think we do.
Oh, 100%.
I know some people are like really rah-rah for their party. I think
the Republican Party needed Trump, or else it would have.
The 2-party system works when it's not corrupt. That's the problem.
When it's not
completely corrupted. So it needs to be like removed and reinstated.
Yes, and either that's fixing the party from within or creating a new one, which is a damn near impossible. I understand that's a complete impossibility, but
I don't know.
The corruption does need to stop, because we are definitely on the decline if this amount of corruption continues. Like, we cannot go back to business as usual. We can't. Like, even after Trump, if Trump gets in office, if he survives, if no shenanigans, just say he does, and he does what he can for 4 years, we can't go back to rhinos and establishment, and we definitely can't go to some commie fucking Democrat getting in there. Like, a lot of things fundamentally have to change, and we could do that locally first. From the bottom up, we have to fix that shit. Yeah,
that's how they did
it.
Oh, yeah.
Logan Miller for $9.99. I fucking love this show. We love you too. Thank you. Lord of the $5 rant. Glad to see Forbidden Frontier on Rumble. Finally, Adam, I'll be signing my lease next week, and I almost can't believe it. Can't wait to get the studio set up and record more adequate music. Oh, right on.
Nice.
Long Walks music. It's adequate. It's adequate.
B-Chain 315, a rant for $10. I live in Connecticut, a town over from where our nuclear subs are built. Everybody here has a relative that worked for Electric Boat. Every politician runs on build more subs, massive amounts of money. Yeah. And I grew up in San Diego, a big fucking Navy town that just got that Navy base got bigger and bigger, and the ships got bigger. And especially during, the Cold War, and that's the economy for that town. That's what it used to be built on. Now it's tourism, but it used to be just purely a military town, because we had Camp Pendleton to the north and that huge Navy base, which is still there. So yes, and they have a lot of weapons manufacturers there, not based there, but they have facilities there, right near the airport, by the way. Lots of big warehouses. That Nobody Guy for $10. Gary, have you seen the Aliens on the Moon doc made a few years back? If not, y'all should. I have actually, and do an episode on the moon. Love the show, and thanks for introducing me to the Y-Files. They're awesome. Yeah, they just did a compilation for the anniversary of the 55th anniversary of the moonwalk,
or the moon landing.
We went.
Now, I think we went, and I also think that Stanley Kubrick made.
I think a lot of the footage
show
is
live.
bullshit. Yep.
I think that's very much possible.
I think the footage is bullshit, but we did land. But they wanted to show it and prove to the world that they did it.
For purely selfish reasons, that just reminds me that I'm going to turn 55 in like three or 4 weeks. So
nice.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Mark of Reality for $10. Whatever happened to that right-wing conspiracy theory that we're going to have Joe Biden switched out for Gavin Newsom in the last millisecond? Gavin Newsom signed a bill that pretty much guaranteed he will never become president in the last week.
So.
I don't know why the fuck he signed that. Like, if I was his handlers, I'd be like, what are you fucking thinking? Because all you have to do is bring up that bill over and over again, every debate. Don't care. I mean, you could bring up fentanyl zombies and destroying one of the greatest states.
Any photo of California, just
any photo. 10 cities in Beverly Hills.
Before, after Newsom.
No, get some real data out there. Point out in San Francisco during COVID, more people died from overdoses than died from COVID.
Wow.
A lot more, by the way. And the number, it's fucking horrible. Like what's going on in California. And your kids aren't safe in school. Your kids are not safe in public school there. He signed his presidential death warrant with that. And and Elon's good for him moving the rest of his company out, moving Twitter out of San Francisco, which I think Elon just needed an excuse. But
I'm surprised it took him this long, really.
Oh, I know. Well, the city fucking hates him, and they're going to make it life hard for him anyway. So why not? I love that somebody AI'd for when he's moving to Austin, which is almost a lateral move. It's a lateral.
Well,
move.
He's already in Austin. It's like it's outside Austin.
But bro,
like 20 minutes.
Yeah, go to San Marcos or something. You know, like San Marcos.
There's space. There's land out there.
There is lots of space out here.
A lot of it. It does not have to be around Austin.
It does not have to be in.
But hey, you know what? That's fine. Move everyone that's coming from like California or New York or wherever the fuck. Move to Austin. Just keep going there because it's only going to affect Austin, not the rest of us.
Somebody did AI art of the building and it's just a big fucking X. Which
just build it right in the middle of Austin.
And you know what? He posted it, and then it got community noted saying, this is not actually a real building. And it's like, God, you guys are people who abuse community notes, man.
I know.
Really
I can rate the note now. All you have to do is apply.
Yeah.
So I applied.
It's not that big of a deal.
I shoot them all down. I'm like, nope, fucking lame, retarded, whatever, you know, because I would just keep it free. Keep it free.
I think there's a button too. It just says retarded and instantly gets denied.
There's a thumbs up, thumbs down, and then like this.
You know what? He's thinking about bringing back the thumbs down. Can we get a retarded button? I think we should really put for retarded.
I love it.
I love
it. I do.
Bubba Doom won for $5. Gary, I bet that the young guns here, I bet there are young guns here that have never seen Eisenhower's warning or President Eisenhower's warning on the military-industrial complex. You should play it.
I've heard it.
Everybody here
multiple times. It's incredible.
You're right, Bubba Doom.
It's on point.
That should actually, maybe it should be a clip that we permanently place here. I think that's a good idea.
Ooh, I do like that.
When you have
it's a long speech, but
it is.
There's a specific the specific part where
and
he
you
talks
think about it. Like this guy, World War II hero, becomes a president. Pretty decent president, I guess. Popular guy on his way out the door, has every reason. He's a military guy. Why would, if a military guy who becomes president goes, beware the military industrial complex, that should be the scariest warning we hear. And he was absolutely right. And you know what? We didn't beware.
It's true. And now they control everything. Probably.
Yep. JD Kearney, $10 rant. So I'm glad my first Twitter, I got my first Twitter account a couple weeks ago, and now I see the NPCs get their updates in real time. The simulation is so glitchy these days. It really is. And oh my God, Twitter is such a shit show, and it's fucking wonderful. It's
I love
wonderful.
It. I have a good time.
Yeah, I know some people like get stressed out from Twitter, and it's like, well, it's really easy to just walk away from it for a minute, like, but
Put it down.
That's it.
Or delete it off your phone like Garrett did.
Yeah, I deleted it for a long time, for like 6 months.
Yeah. Well, I just spend a limited amount of time there per
That's
day.
all it is. Just limit yourself. Just don't spin it, and don't think of it as like this is reality. It's what's happening outside my window. Like
it's
just like all the worst things in the world happening, kind of like at the same time, being forced right into your face. So,
all day, every day, baby. All day, every day.
Every day. And for the younglings out there, sorry to sound all pop on you.
Oh God,
it's not healthy, but this is the way the world has always been. We just know about it now.
Yes,
that's it.
Yeah, we're aware.
Always been this way. Okay, we just are aware of it. Now we can have a very long discussion on: is it good to be aware of it? Maybe we shouldn't be aware of everything, and I'm open to that. But
yeah,
I don't think our monkey brains are meant to handle this much.
Cannot make the soup now. This is part of life.
Yeah,
facts.
Dude, when I went into prison, there was internet, right? But there wasn't to the masses internet. So like the world changed when I was in prison, just for, those couple of years I was in. Like none of my friends, I guess you had to be rich, but it was like I was drugged out too. So it wasn't really part of my world, the internet.
It's like early 90s, right?
I went in
mid-90s,
very early 90s, 91, right? And I got out at the very end of 90. It was December 7th, 1993, right? So I get out, I go to my friend's house, and he's playing Myst.
Oh, Myst. Okay.
I'm like, what the
dimensions?
Fuck is this?
I'm like, at the time, that game was beautiful.
Yeah. And then he's all, yeah. And then there's this thing called the internet. And I'm like, what? The internet. And once he showed it to me, I like, like with everybody, I'm like, oh, this changes the world. This changes the world. Like, this is it. And it's weird now to have accounts that are like older than some people in the chat. Like my Amazon account is fucking ancient. I still have my original AOL email.
Still got mine.
Which is
I don't know I know it still exists, but I don't know the password. I don't remember what my password was.
Too bad.
My AOL account.
I
did get into I have my original MySpace account still.
Really?
Well,
MySpace is into mine. It's all messed up.
MySpace is dead.
And it has music from like when I was doing music still. I found it.
Is MySpace back? I thought it was like
it still works.
All my stuff's
still
gone.
There.
All my shit's gone. I had some great pictures. Yeah.
There was
MySpace is there.
Data deletion. There's a bunch of lost when they transferred information from one data center to another one.
Dude, I can't believe somebody hasn't tried to. Oh well, there it is.
That's what happened with the Secret Service, isn't it? Oh yeah, and the FBI and
is that how
January 6th also, spraying the building down. Sorry, anyway. Anyway.
Oh wow. Yeah,
it's do you have to go? It's 7:30.
Yeah.
You said you had a hard out, so I'm just
I'll read one more here while he's staring. Daramuth for
I'm looking at my I'm looking for my MySpace. I don't even remember what it is.
Hey Adam, like the scruff, don't go quartering type beard though. LOL.
What you mean, like scraggly, or I don't understand.
I think
what
thicker beard, because the quartering has.
He doesn't have a thicker beard. He's just got a thicker underbelly.
Maybe, I don't know.
He trims his really tight to the chin, so it's almost like
I get rid of all of this.
Yeah, which is
so mine's more of a front beard. He does the chin strap thing.
Yeah, he does a chin strap.
All my shit's gone. It's all gone.
Yeah, like I can log into it, but they've changed the entire site,
the descriptions
so
for my pictures are there, but the pictures are gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Super sad, man.
Wait, when did that happen? When did the
10 years ago or something?
I don't remember. I heard it a while ago.
Comic Outpost still has its profile picture up, so there's that. Yeah, it's gone. I liked MySpace, man.
Yeah, it's way better than Facebook. Way better.
Way fucking better.
That top, whatever, 4 or 8 friends.
Top 8.
Oh my god, it was really important
you
how
guys
you
are my
ordered
top
it.
8 for sure.
Oh, we got in a fight. You're going down.
You're going
Damn.
I'll take
you off the list.
All right, we're gonna have to get the rest. It'll be.
Thank you, though.
Thank you, though. But we will get to the rest. It won't be next week. It'll be the week after. We'll get all these held over. Sorry about that. My apologies, but I have another show. I have some
Busy
recording to do, and I'm going to Comic-Con tomorrow morning early, so I have to finish packing. So thank you, everyone who left super chat and donation. X-Ray Girl, we'll note it down. It will be read not 2 weeks from today. Okay, sorry about that. My bad. What do you got coming up, Garrett?
Got nothing because I'm going to be driving tomorrow to San Diego. Actually, I'm going to LA first to hang out with Darth
A
Call.
whale's vagina.
And then I'm going down to.
Oh, you're hanging out with Call?
Yeah,
Tell him
we're
to
gonna hang out
join
right
Base Staff Monday.
Are you driving like all the way?
Tell
through,
we
like
miss
a
him.
fucking idiot, or are you gonna
no,
stay somewhere?
I'm not going
Yeah.
to drive. It's way
Yeah,
too long.
don't do that.
It's way.
Don't
It's
do
like
that.
20 hours or 19
30
or something.
hours.
Well, Jeremy does that shit, and it's fucking stupid.
No,
But,
my
Very
limit is
dangerous.
17 hours. That's my limit.
I mean,
And then
that's
anything
even
past that.
then.
That's Vegas, right?
That's Vegas. That's Florida, Orlando. I can do that. But once I go to like LA, that's way too far.
That's
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
a
be
long
sleeping in my
drive.
car. It's gonna be fun.
I always
To
feel
make
like
some
a zombie.
videos because I've started a second channel. It's called Nega Garrett. If you want to go find
What is it
that,
called?
Nega Garrett.
Is
My
that
negative channel.
your
Am I allowed to
old
say that?
quarter- Is that the 3/4 white channel?
I give you a
Um,
pass. I give you a pass. It's my 3/4 white channel that I've switched to.
What
Nega
is it?
Garrett now.
It's Nega Garrett.
Yeah, like Nega beams.
I think I
With an
still
E,
am
right?
Nega
sub.
bracelets. Yeah. So I'm gonna be posting content over there. I've started.
Oh, I'm already
making
subscribed. Why am
videos.
I already subscribed?
Because it was
Because it-
3/4 white Garrett.
It was my old channel, but I'm making videos now.
Recorder White Garrett. Okay.
I'm gonna be
I
making videos
I
with
like this
Paul and
version
stuff.
of you, I think.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
What kind
You
of
have the-
videos?
You have the past. I'm doing like man on the street, IRL stuff, some interviews.
Ooh, I love it.
And I've got a lot of stuff kind of lined up, working on that in
I want in.
my pastime for sure.
I want
For
in.
sure.
I don't know
Do
what you're
something.
doing, but I want in.
You're in. You're
It's
in.
cool. It's cool.
But that's it. Normal World, go check it out. I'm not going to be on it this week, but some people like that, so go check that show out.
It's not the same.
It's something though.
I love you and Dave
Garrett-
together. You guys are so great.
Garrett, are you in the fucking comment section again? So what the fuck are you
What?
doing?
Oh no, I'm just not in it because
Oh, I'm sorry.
driving.
People. Oh, okay. You said some people like that though.
no, some people do like that, which is
Okay.
fine.
What-
Go watch it.
When you're not on the show?
Well, it's easier to make money on a show you're not on. I mean, that's fucking
I'm fine
awesome.
with that.
Hell
I understand that.
But actually, we've been doing pretty good. I think we had a really great episode after the assassination attempt. A really
Yeah.
great conversation. It's a lot of fun talking with those people.
You had an actual sniper on. It was.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
He had some good points. It was a great episode.
Yeah. I'm really
Yep.
glad that Dave was able to get that guy on. Really, like it was almost last minute, but he had a lot of
Yeah.
really good insights, and it was cool. So go check it out. We had fun.
Adam.
That's good. Well, I got my daily show I've been doing. I got Base F Monday tomorrow, of course, because it's Monday. I've been doing the daily show. It's been great. I am trying to line up some more interviews. I have a lot of prominent people that follow me on Twitter, and I'm just kind of like, you know what? I've talked to these people, and I feel like I've talked to them joining me before, and they said they're down. So I'm going to start trying to line up some interviews. I miss interviewing people. I really enjoy it, but I also like being by myself. I haven't done that in a long time because I was just doing Base F Monday for a while. And then I'm doing my jam nights every Friday night, which has been fantastic. People have been just coming and joining, and now their kids are watching and they're like singing my songs, and now the kids are, I guess, they're dancing to my music. It's just like, it's so cool. I just love that. So that's every Friday night, and I love it. So yeah, tune in. The Krigler Show. Thank you.
The Krigler Show.
Yep. That's a little.
Why are you gay?
Share
That was
that.
kind of
X-Ray
painful.
girl, while you tell us what you have going on.
Sure. I
Wait, no,
have-
share. Wait, hang on.
You want
Hang
me
on.
to share it? I'll share it while you
Is
talk.
Is that
that's
the
that's
You put
just bookmarks.
Yeah, hang on.
Oh,
I need
wait,
to put
it's
the
the
actual
Fucking
tweet.
boomer.
the ninja.
It's the most
something
boomer shit
ninja?
ever.
I don't care if
Here's a link to your bookmarks.
I'll share my bookmarks right now. I will. I don't
When I
care.
open it, it goes to my bookmarks.
I know it's
Yeah.
just your bookmarks.
You can find me Extra Girl everywhere. Probably play some games this week since I'm not going to be as busy with Garrett and Gary technically on the
Yeah, we're
road
both on vacation.
with live streams and videos to come on Nerdrotic Live, including the interview. So make sure you watch out for that.
This is Big Mike on the way to replace Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's what it is. Is it Big Mike or Bigfoot? Big Mike or Bigfoot?
It's Big Mike,
Bigfoot
not
Mike.
shaved. Big Mike needs to shave.
I want to believe Bigfoot. I really do. I really
I
do.
think it would be really cool, but it's just.
I want it to be like Harry and the Hendersons.
I don't know what the
Bigfoot, too,
source
like
is
Nice Bigfoot.
from this, but yeah,
Is this recent one? It looks old.
it looks older. Well, it looks
it
like a
does.
zoomed, like
It looks like 90s era, kind of almost.
No, it looks
Digital
like it was zoomed in.
zoom.
And it looks like it was zoomed in like a lot, and it's like
Yeah.
probably.
Very
but-
pixelated.
I have no
Mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bookmarks are just that UFO shit, Bigfoot, and then occasionally like a funny meme or somebody or some news about Hollywood. But yeah, no anime titties or anything like that. I'm super boring. I'm a super
Sure.
boring person. I lit an excite. You want to see right now? I'll show you my.
No,
fucking
I don't.
bookmarks.
You see, you want to see all the anime titties?
You said you had to leave.
I'm not showing you Az's bookmarks. I'm showing you mine. Okay.
Just nothing but Tifa tits.
And
all
Yumi, is
Tifa.
it Yumi-san?
Yumi-san. All right.
Do you miss having him on the show?
Az?
Who?
Who?
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Who?
Arizona? You're talking
Yeah,
about
I miss
Arizona?
I miss having him on the show, but he's got shit to do. I understand. that.
Yeah.
He's got stuff to take care of.
course.
It's all
Got
good.
to spread his little wings.
The fact, real quick, the fact that we stayed together like that long is a fucking miracle on the internet, right?
That's true.
But no, people are gonna go. People are gonna have other stuff to do, get another gig. Their channel's gonna get too busy or too big. That's the way it goes.
It's life.
It's all good. It's life. It's life.
we do hate
all
him,
right.
by the way. We do hate
Oh,
him.
fuck him. He's a fucking asshole, but betrayed us all.
Don't talk to him anymore.
Yeah. At least not till Tuesday.
Today didn't count. I didn't talk to him today.
Did you just play the game and ignore everything he said?
Yeah, everything he said, I just ignored it. I was just talking to X-Ray Girl.
That's good.
Yeah.
And he didn't notice.
The best part is he kept on disconnecting, and we're just like, whoa.
Oh.
Oh, he's gone.
I don't know if
guess.
as playing a game would probably not notice if nobody was. The only time he notices is when X-Ray Girl or Kara's inappropriate. He's like, oh yeah, titties.
No,
what?
or
he
burping.
he notices if I'm in his game world.
Oh yeah, he gets pissed.
He fucking
We messed
hates
up
it.
his house. I think he's still mad about that.
Conan, yeah.
And I do it again.
I do it again. All right, House of the Dragon in
At
about an hour and a half.
I'm super
I was so
excited.
excited.
hour and a half till our review of House of the Dragon. That one will be a little shorter one too tonight. And then hopefully it's really fucking good because I can't wait. But Adam, thanks for hanging. Garrett, thank you. X-Ray Girl, thank you. Chat, thank you. Moderotics, thank you. And we'll get to those other super chats in a couple weeks. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome, travelers, to the fringes of reality, where the strange and mysterious meet, and the thin veil between fact and fiction is torn. Welcome to the Forbidden Frontier.